You know, every time you flip a switch, or charge your phone, or binge watch your favorite show, there's this unsung hero working silently behind the scenes. It's literally everywhere, on street corners, inside power plants, and even tucked away inside your gadgets. It's the gatekeeper of our entire modern world. And today, we're going to hear its story, straight from the source.
Hello friends, I am a transformer. That's right, you see me every single day, but you probably don't really know what I do. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you my story, what my job is, and why your entire world kind of depends on it. Look, I'm the reason electricity is actually useful to you. The whole flow of power, from a massive power plant all the way to the tiny socket in your wall, well, that whole journey depends entirely on my specific design. I'm the one who decides how strong that power is at every single step. So, how do I work my magic? What's the secret sauce? Well, it's something called alternating flux. Now that sounds super complicated, I know, but the idea is actually pretty simple. I use a constantly changing magnetic field to pass energy between two coils of wire. And here's the cool part, they never even touch. This one principle is the engine behind everything I do, no matter how big or small I am.
When it all boils down to it, my purpose is simple. I change the voltage of electricity. Sometimes I have to make it incredibly high, and other times I need to bring it way down so it's safe enough to power your laptop. My ability to change the voltage is what makes the whole electrical system possible. So come on, let's follow the power on its big journey.
Okay, so our story begins at the power plant. This is where electricity is born. But right out of the gate, it's not ready to travel. I mean, to sending across hundreds of miles without it fizzling out, it needs a serious boost. And that's where I come in my very first form. Meet my step-up self. It's pretty straightforward. By having more coils of wire on the outside than the inside, I take that freshly made electricity and crank its voltage way, way up. But why? Well, think of high voltage as a super-fast, traffic-free highway for electricity. It allows it to travel for hundreds of miles with almost no energy loss along the way. After cruising across the country on those high-voltage highways, the electricity finally arrives at a substation right near your town. The thing is, that super high voltage is way too dangerous to come into your community directly. It's got to be tamed.
And this is a version of me you've definitely seen around. I'm the distribution transformer. You know, the one sitting up on an electric pole or in that green box in your neighbor's yard? My job here is to grab that high-voltage power and bring it down to a much safer level for local streets, which gives you more current to power all the homes and shops in the area.
The journey is almost over, I promise. The power is now flowing through the wires right into your house. But hold on, it needs one final critical change. That voltage is still way too high for your delicate electronics. It's time for me to show up in my most common and maybe most important form.
And here I am, the step-down transformer. You'll find me inside those power bricks for your phone and laptop and built right into things like your TV or microwave. This time, by having more coils on the inside, I safely drop the voltage one last time to the perfect gentle level your devices need to work without, completely frying their circuits. So, let's just put my two main forms side by side for a second. As a step-up transformer, my whole goal is to increase voltage. I do that with more turns in my secondary coil, getting power ready for the grid. Then, as a step-down transformer, I do the exact opposite. I decrease voltage using more turns in my primary coil, making it safe for your home. See? Two opposite jobs, but one essential mission: getting power to use safely and efficiently.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of that whole trip. 1. At the power grid, my step-up form boosts the voltage for the long journey ahead. 2. That high-voltage electricity zips across the country on transmission lines. 3. At a local substation, I switch into my distribution transformer form, lowering the voltage for your neighborhood. And finally, number 4, inside your home, my step-down form delivers that final, perfect voltage for your devices. It's like a perfectly choreographed 4-step dance, all to power your world.
But hey, my story doesn't end there. While stepping voltage up and down is my main gig, I've got other family members, specialists who perform some very specific and really critical tasks. For instance, as an isolation transformer, I create an electrical barrier for extra safety in really sensitive places like medical labs or hospitals. And then there's my role as an audio transformer. My job there isn't about power, it's about purity.
I help manage the audio signal in a sound system to make sure your music comes through crisp and clear without any of that annoying buzz or interference.
So you see, from the absolutely colossal units at a power station, we're talking bigger than a car, all the way down to the teeny tiny one inside your phone charger, I am everywhere. I'm the silent, constant manager of the electrical energy that powers your entire life.
So now that you know my story, now that you know I'm in that box on the corner and in the power adapter in your hand, and pretty much everywhere in between, will you ever really look at electricity the same way again? Next time you see me, give me a little nod. I'll be there, working.